Good afternoon, folks. Mike Wells, your World Explorer. Today we were out in the wilderness, if you will, just driving on the highway, and we saw this massive log of live oak that looks like it was spalted. So we pulled off. We had to do a U-E, but we got back around to this log, got it into the vehicle, and then brought it home. Now this is live oak. It's just, I believe, either Florida live oak or southern live oak. Either or. They're both equally as beautiful, and they have literally the same adaptations and colors. But we peeled the bark back, okay? What you're looking at here is a tremendous amount of fungal growth within this wood, okay? Now this wood is super hard. Really good. So the level of spalting and the integrity of the wood are both literally perfectly matched right now. You see me getting to this zone over here. Okay, you can see that fine banding spalting right in there. This, I have a very strong feeling, is a very prized zone, because you can clearly see how good that spalting is in this zone. So whatever fungus is growing in here, I want to try to capture that and utilize it for inoculating other pieces of wood going forward. Now, I was so excited that I'm filming this in the dark, so I have my headlamp shining down on this log here. I hope my camera isn't too shaky, but this is some beautiful spalting. Now, if you look at the figuring of the wood, this wood is really good. Now you see how this grows? You see that, how it swirls? So basically a little branch grew, it died. Well, the cambium of the wood underneath of the bark, the living part of the tree, grew over that existing spot to heal it, to seal off the heartwood from the elements and from the bugs and from fungus. And it creates these swirls. But this happens so often with the live oak that you end up with these swirls way more often than me personally I ever had imagined. So all throughout, look at this, there are heel patches, literally all throughout, parallel on this entire piece of wood. I mean, it exists like that all the way through, okay? All the way through. Let's try and see if we can see this. Okay, so here's the end cut, right? Let me get some light on there. Here's the end cut, right? And this is a perpendicular cut this way. So you can't see swirls, except for maybe down here, a little bit. But when you come over and you look at the parallel side, you see swirls and tremendous figuring everywhere, okay? And that is what makes this live oak so special. I'm still learning about how the different woods behave as they're in the growing process. And if you look here, like there is a crotch where the two branches came together. So this whole zone right here is going to have a tremendous amount of figuring right there in the crotch. Now this is a decent sized piece of wood, decent sized branches, but you see the figuring, and you see all of the little swirls in the eyes that are all throughout this wood, and that's going to be all the way through the interior of the wood. So if we go back to the end, what I'm talking about is all the way through into the core. You'll find these many zones just like that right there through the wood. And that's just how it grows. That's how it behaves. And before, I really never knew that. I always thought you had to cut perpendicular to get any kind of good looking what do you call that, spalting cuts, or good looking burl cuts, but that's not true at all. The perpendicular cuts are less revealing when it comes to figuring. It's the parallel cuts of this live oak that reveal the best opportunities when it comes to what side you want to display for showing and showcasing. So going forward, anytime I produce a product, I want to reveal it, the faces that are parallel, not the faces that are perpendicular. That's not to say some perpendicular cuts won't have some good stuff in them, but if you're displaying a perpendicular cut as your face, it's not going to be as pretty as if you're displaying a parallel cut when it comes to this southern live oak and this Florida live oak. I hope you learned something from me here today, because I've been cutting a lot of this wood, and that is what I've discovered about it over time. Now, that may not be the case when it comes to like chopping up maples and other types of other species of wood. That may not be the same, but that sure is the case with this live oak. You see all these little opportunities where the branches died back and then they were starting to get healed over. That's where the swirls form. Look, I kid you not. That's where the opportunities are. So when I take my saw, right, I'm going to cut this way from now on, not this way. Let's go ahead and process this. All right, I'm going to kick off with one cut from the reciprocating saw, and then I have to finish off with my Porter cable sawzall. So let's do this. All right, we're about to see what we got going on inside here. So let's take a look. Well, that's definitely interesting. The outside here, I don't know if you can see that, but the outside has some really tight spalting, and it didn't quite make its way to the center. So this is going to be a real interesting piece to process. Same thing on this piece here. So we're going to go ahead and process just this one piece today. I'm going to save all that for another time. And my saw doesn't have the safety guard here, so I have to be extra careful. I wouldn't recommend going without one, but I don't have a choice right now. All right, now we've got this one right here. Not bad, huh? We got this one here. Not looking bad at all. Check the other side. Right there. Looking good. And we got that right there. So we're going to process these down. I'm going to take my safety jig. Plus this has my measurements on it. That's 2.5. That's 2 inches. I'm going to go ahead and pop this on there. All right, I'm going to chop these down into workable pieces of wood, and then I'll show you what they look like from the side. All right, let's take a look. Right there. Not bad, eh? That one's good. Let's pull this one into the picture. That looks pretty good. Let's move it to the other side. That looks pretty good. Let's see these ones here. So I got this end cut here. Right there. Not bad. Look at this one. Look at this one here. There's some goodness right there. Pretty nice. Not bad. This one, see, I don't see as much spalting as I was hoping for. But it is there. See that on the left? That's really nice looking. This one right here looks really good. I mean, I'm gonna have to backfill some of these open spaces, but that's easy for me. Doesn't bother me at all. Yeah, so this wood is really good. Yeah. Look at this one on the left there. Really sweet. Look at this one, huh? Not bad. So I'm pretty confident that if we allowed this spalting to go further into the wood, it would degrade the outside. So this is a piece I'm gonna have to chop down a little bit. Now we gotta cut this one into slabs. All right, look at this. The spalting in this end cut is pretty decent, but I'm not gonna be able to really use this for pen blanks. However, I will be able to use this right here. This one is pretty good. Not bad, eh? They're all looking good. So this heartwood is pretty dang amazing. Look at all the different twists and turns in it. It's really got what I'm looking for. I mean, look at that left side right over there. And the right. So good. Look at how many different twists and turns and big brown, light brown transitions there. Oh, it's just tons of goods, figuring and features involved in this wood. So I'll be chopping all these into blanks here in a minute, and then what I'm going to do is spare you the pain of having to watch through all that, and I'll go ahead and show you the end result of all the blanks. But yeah, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Here's the very end. So let's get to it. All right, let's have a look at what we've created here. So there's a zone that has the spalting where it was transitioning. Wow, this is what I'm talking about, folks. Very good. Look, here's some spalting here. See how many different features there are in there. You can't go wrong with live oak, especially some spalted like this. Now we cut parallel blanks, so the grain in the blanks runs pretty much this way, not that way. This is going to be pretty nice. It's got a lot going on. This is a very dark one. This one was actually toward the very end. Now look at this one. This one's all spalting. This wood's a little softer than this dark wood, but that transition zone is fantastic. Still good. See how the colors shift? Truly amazing. Wow. This one will need backfilling, but it's got, if you look at that there, it's got a lot of figuring going on. See how there's a lot of waviness? This one, I don't know. We'll see. Eventually I'll get to this one and we'll see if it works out. See, that would be, this is actually, I think, a perpendicular cut, so that's not that amazing right there in my opinion, but that is. However, this piece, the only thing we could get was a perpendicular cut. Same thing here, we got another perpendicular cut. So this was very close to the end, and we were just trying to salvage the little bit of wood that it had, but still, look at that. It's got a lot of figuring going on there. I will backfill that one when I get to it. Perpendicular cut, and this was just to salvage the end. Here's a parallel cut. Gonna have to backfill that void there. It'll be cool because I'll use a pearlescent powder mixed with resin, and then it'll really make it flashy. See those? See how the grain kind of like splits and then it heals inside? That's really strange, but that's a big time character feature inside of these live oak blanks. It's just intense. It's just crazy. A lot going on here. And we produced a lot of blanks with just that one cut, that one piece. So the entirety of the live oak, the whole piece, that whole branch, is going to generate so many really good blanks. See how the colors shift so well? And you got that interesting figuring. This figuring here, really strong. Dang, that's cool. I mean, it's like capturing a bunch of waves, the wood. Look at this. This one's cool. It's got that zone in there. Hopefully I can capture that. Look how wavy that is. So that's what I'm saying. The entire oak log, if you cut parallel cuts, you'll get these features. If you're cutting all perpendicular cuts, you'll rarely find them. It's just not going to be nearly as prominent as these parallel cuts. Look at that. Dang. This is going to be a nice one. That's crazy. I can't believe how many different features and how much figuring there is. It's just wild. Some of these look very plain, but once you make them into a pen, they don't look plain at all. They look beautiful. It's almost like a river, like a flowing river on a landscape. That's what it reminds me of, kind of. Look at this one. That color shift is crazy. But that's what happens when the fungus gets into it. It starts to change the colors. It's really cool. This one. Let's see what we got here. Wow, that side right there. And look at this one. Fancy. Huh. And look at this one. Wow. It's pretty cool. This is our, this is a parallel, or I'm sorry, a perpendicular cut. So it's not as flashy, but it's still okay. Because we captured two zones, it's going to work out pretty nicely. Look at this one. That tight spalting. It's good. It's what we want. Now, we can't see into these blanks, but you can get a general idea of what to expect. Just fancy stuff. Here's one. Good stuff. This is the zone. Pretty nice. When you catch that color shifting like that from the fungus, that really makes it special. Here's a good color shift one. Wow. The spalting runs through it, I believe. So really, that's going to be a high value one. Same thing here. Look. I think the spalting runs all the way through. Yeah. Whew, that color shift's fire. Man. Can't go wrong. Look at that one. truly fascinated by the way this wood grows. Why this? It's almost as though it's healing inside of the tree when these stress separations form. I really don't know the science of it, but it's what it looks like. So it looks like the tree experiences multiple cracks inside of the skeletal structure of the wood, which is the wood, the heartwood, and then the heartwood voids, like, see, those look like voids, those dark segments, and they fill with new growth. That's what it looks like. Now, I don't know if that's what's actually happening, but it just looks like that's what's happening. Lots of good wood here, folks. Look at this one. So we caught the very edge of that fungal zone. This one is supremely nice. Look at that, huh? Huh. There's just so much character that is in each of these. Wow. Just fancy. Look at this. This is a transition piece. Not bad. Dang, look at that. That's fancy. Wow, this one might turn out well. It's kind of a tight fit right there, but we're gonna make it work. And there you have it, folks. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That helps our channel grow. Wow, this one's nice. And stay tuned, because I really do want to show you what's inside a whole bunch more of this live oak in the future. Have a great day.